Okay, 7th graders, we're going to move on to lesson 4 today, which is on integers and absolute value. We just took some notes on that. Integers, that term means numbers that are whole numbers and their opposites. Okay? Whole numbers and opposites. Look at this line, this number line. It lists the whole numbers going to the right of 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Then, to the left of 0 are the negative whole numbers. So, each of these are integers. All of these numbers that are listed up here are integers. If there was a number that was between the whole numbers, like 1.5, that is not an integer because it's not a whole number. Okay? Any fractions of numbers are not whole numbers, and they're not integers. So they're called whole numbers and opposites. Integers are whole numbers and their opposites. Now, opposites are numbers that are the same distance from 0 on the other side of 0. So, 4 and negative 4 are opposites because they're both the same distance from 0. 4, the number 4, is 4 spaces away from 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And negative 4 is also 4 spaces away from 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 and negative 4 are opposites. That's what the term opposites means. Okay? Now, speaking of spaces from 0, that gets us to the other term that we're going to talk about today, and that's absolute value. The absolute value of a number means the distance that number is from 0. So, the absolute value of 4, since it is 4 spaces, has a value of 4. The absolute value of 4 is 4, because it's 4 spaces. The absolute value of negative 4 is also 4, because this is also 4 spaces. Okay. The absolute value of negative 3 is 3 spaces. So the absolute value, written this way, in these absolute value bars, the absolute value of negative 3 is 3. What does this 3 mean? 3 what? Sam?
Spaces.
3 spaces. Right. The absolute value of negative 3 is 3 spaces. Repeat that.
The absolute value of negative 3 equals 3 spaces.
3 spaces. Say 3 spaces.
3 spaces.
Right.
3 spaces.
Now read this. The absolute value of negative 25 is
25.
Repeat. The absolute
Value of negative 25 is 25 spaces.
What's the absolute value of 75?
75 equals 75.
So, class,
Yes.
these are both positive. Why? The absolute value of 75 is 75. But this one is negative and positive. Why is the absolute value of a number always positive? Garrett?
Because it's opposites?
No, it's not opposites.
Because that many the distance
a number is away from 0.
Yeah, because the distance is always a positive number. It's always an actual amount. Okay, not a negative amount, but it's the number of spaces, and we can count those. All right? Now, we talked about opposites earlier. Opposites are the numbers that are the same distance from 0, but on the opposite side of 0. What is it, Johnny? Just repeat what I just said.
Opposite of 0.
What is it, AJ? Okay, then pay attention. You really got to focus. It's opposites are numbers that are the same distance from 0, but on the opposite side of 0. What are they, Johnny?
This is the opposite.
No, read this again.
Opposite numbers, they are the same distance from 0.
But on the opposite sides of 0. What is it, AJ?
Opposite numbers are the same distance from 0.
But on the,
Opposite, like negative and positive sides.
yeah, they're on the opposite sides of 0. All right? So, a number plus its opposite. What if you have two numbers, like 5 and negative 5? What's 5 plus negative 5? 5 plus negative 5. Amelia? It's 0. 7 plus negative 7. Sam?
0.
20 plus negative 20. Class?
0.
0. And if you add opposites together, they equal 0. Okay? When you add opposites, they equal 0. So, those are the notes from lesson 4. And we're going to do an assignment on this tomorrow. Okay?